95 of 96 Russian athletes from 9 different sports have reportedly been cleared of any wrongdoing by WADA. That's according to a letter published in the US media. RT's Kate Partridge is across the story.
This letter was from an internal WADA report, WADA being the World Anti-Doping Agency, and they've effectively said that going by insufficient evidence, that's the key phrase here, that 95 of 96 Russian athletes that have been implicated across 9 different sports, well, they've now been cleared. So, as we know, this is something that's been hanging around for a while since the McLaren report. They gave evidence of, apparently, their allegations of state-sponsored doping, and everything then has carried on from there. But we have had some earlier questionings of the McLaren report. The IOC, actually, the International Olympic Committee, they'd also raised questions about the McLaren report. The key point that they had used is how to demonstrate. That came up time and time again based on those allegations. So there have been rumblings that some of these allegations, that some of the athletes implicated, we're talking about a lot of athletes. I mean, if we look at how they affected the Paralympics, all the Russian team couldn't go to the Paralympics. They were effectively banned. And also 118 Russian athletes from the Rio Games also didn't go. So if we look at all those parties, the blanket bans, how it affected those who were guilty, and of course those who are innocent as well have been affected over the past couple of years. It's now down to how the process continues. 95 of these athletes have effectively been given the all clear by WADA, so now it's a case of all the international sporting federations coming together saying, let's rubber stamp this, let's put our cases forward and get the rest of the athletes cleared.
Andy Brown, a writer with the Sports Integrity Initiative, told us the investigation is likely to continue, and it's important to know how many samples have been analysed.
I think there has to be some sort of statement of clarification from WADA, specifically really in relation to the number of samples that are still held at the Moscow laboratory. I mean, it initially said that it couldn't access a lot of the samples that were held there because of an investigation by the Russian Investigative Committee, which is still going on. However, it's said that these samples, it's now said that these samples have been provided, the ones that were originally seized, to the international federations. However, a number of samples are also destroyed. So how many samples have been provided to the international federations to work with is actually a key question, because you need evidence to bring forward an anti-doping law violation. So you need an adverse analytical finding from the urine sample. So it's crucial how many samples have been handed over to the IFs to analyse from the McLaren report. That information needs to be clarified.
Mainstream media step up the hunt for Russian hacking of Germany's elections with just 2 weeks to go. That story and more after the break.